Welcome to the deep dive. You're here because you want to get a handle on tools that really make online learning better.
That's right.
Today, we're digging into Padlet. We've looked at some material on enhancing online classes with it.
Yep.
Our mission, just to quickly unpack how Padlet, boosts collaboration and makes things more effective online.
Makes sense. So where do we start? What is Padlet, really?
Good question. What's it bringing to the online classroom?
Well, think of it like a shared digital wall, basically an online space.
Okay, a shared space.
Yeah, where everyone in the class, students, teachers, can easily post ideas, files, that kind of thing.
So its main advantage is collaboration, making it visual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Visual and immediate. It works whether you're all online together, synchronously or working at different times.
Right. Asynchronously.
It definitely makes things like brainstorming feel more alive
Yeah.
than, say, just a plain text chat.
Totally. I can picture that. Instead of just lines of text, you get this interactive board, right?
Yeah.
Ideas popping up.
Yeah, like digital sticky notes appearing. Imagine students tackling a problem. Each idea gets its own note.
And you see the whole thought process unfolding.
Precisely. You see the landscape of ideas grow. And that visual aspect, it really sparks creativity, especially for assignments.
How so? Like moving beyond essays.
Exactly. Teachers can ask students to maybe curate a Padlet board, show their understanding with images, videos, links.
So using different media to build their point.
Right, so it's like building a multimedia argument or presentation.
And Padlet handles all that. Different file types.
Yeah, pretty much any digital file based on what we've seen. The source mentioned that specifically.
Okay, give me an example, like for a specific lesson.
Sure. Maybe a history class study an event. Students could post primary source images, short video analyses, links to articles,
All on the same board.
all contributing to a collective understanding. Or, like you mentioned earlier, language students finding video clips showing a grammar point. Makes it tangible.
I see. And from the teacher's side, does it help track who's doing what?
It generally does, yeah.
Yeah.
You can often see who posted what. So it gives you a decent insight into student engagement, participation levels.
Which is always tricky online.
Definitely.
Now, one thing online spaces struggle with is clutter, digital overload. How do you keep a Padlet board organized?
That's crucial. Our source stressed that you need structure, maybe organized by topic or by week, or use different color notes for different things.
So students don't just get lost in a sea of posts.
Exactly. Avoid that overwhelming feeling. Structure is also key if you use it for group projects.
Group work. How does that fit?
Well, a shared Padlet can be like a central hub for a group. They can
Yeah.
dump research there, outline ideas, share drafts.
Kind of like their project workspace.
Yeah, a visual workspace. And they could even present their final work right on the Padlet itself.
That's pretty neat. But what about, say, really large classes? Does it get unwieldy?
They can, yeah. That's a potential challenge mentioned. With lots of students, you really need clear instructions.
And maybe some active moderation from the instructor.
Probably,
Mm.
to keep it focused and manageable.
Makes sense. Any other cool uses?
Well, reflection came up. Using Padlet like a digital journal.
For students to track their thoughts.
Yeah, reflect on what they're learning, maybe track their progress over time. They can look back and see how their thinking changed.
Nice. And you touched on this earlier, it works both live and self-paced.
Correct. It's flexible, good for synchronous, real-time activities, but just as useful for asynchronous tasks students do on their own schedule.
So wrapping it up then, Padlet seems like a really dynamic visual tool.
I'd agree. It makes collaboration tangible, incorporates multimedia easily.
And hopefully leads to some of those aha moments for students, connecting the dots visually.
That seems to be the goal, yeah. Creating that shared space where ideas link up.
Okay, so considering all these uses, it really makes you think, doesn't it? How might tools like this, these collaborative digital canvases, keep evolving? How could they reshape online learning down the road?
Interesting question.
And for you listening, thinking about Padlet's features, the brainstorming, the multimedia, the reflection, which part feels like it could offer the most immediate value for your own situation, whether you're learning or teaching? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining our deep dive today.